Hey there. So we're going to talk about being an empath or empathy and being basically highly in tune with your higher power, if you will, while being in a narcissistic family. Is this a blessing or a curse? I can tell you firsthand. Um, wh- Growing up as a child, I felt very deeply about everything. I analyzed things, trying to break it down, trying to understand it. The problem that I had was I sense the insecurity and all the low consciousness level in my parents. So we have a tendency to give them more of a free pass, if you will. My mother, I've always known that there was something deep inside her, something not right. I didn't know what it was. It came across, narcissism when you're young comes across as extreme confidence. That basically she says her mind and that sort of thing, except when you're in public. So what I've realized is that in being an empath and seeing a narcissist, narcissists are actually the lowest consciousness level that you can have out there. They operate at a very low level with no desire to get out of that level. I think that's where it all comes back to having the awareness, the self awareness, and I believe that comes from digging down deep inside yourself. Do you want better in life, or do you want to live in just so much dysfunction? When I spoke to my sister a few months back, she talked about all of her frustration in his family. But when I asked her if she wanted to heal, I don't know. I hadn't heard a word from her since. So she's still stuck in that same dysfunction, behaving as though a narcissist. But I always felt like there was something um, that she was trying to struggle through that I thought that she might work her way through. She hasn't so far, and I don't know if she will at this time. But I do know this: being an empath can be a curse or it can be a blessing. It depends on how you use it and how you accept it and how you apply it. Once you understand what it is, that it's actually a blessing, but it feels like a curse while you're in a narcissistic family. Just think about all the deep feelings that you feel, and you had two parents that were also empaths. What amazing connection you could have with your parents if you're all operating on empath level. How do I know that would happen? Because today, with me and my wife and our two children, which she had from a previous marriage, but they've accepted me, we've bonded, and I believe we all operate at a much higher consciousness level. We don't ever blame, we don't ever point. If there's a problem, we talk it through. Being an empath and a high conscious doesn't mean you're not going to have problems. It's just the way you approach the problems. You approach them with resolve, peace, and harmony. Being an empath is an incredible blessing. It's showing that you even came into this life at a higher consciousness level than even your parents. Being an empath will allow and guide you if you understand your emotions and feelings. Again, coming from a family that, even if you can relate to a mother and father, maybe you had a narcissistic father, but an empath as a mother, or vice versa. For instance, my wife, the two kids are great. They have self-love, and they know that their mother loves them and that I love them. And the reason is that she grew up always giving them love, unconditional love, no matter what. So they have that connection, even though their father was just the opposite. The father's not in their life, but all four of us, we have a pretty good relationship. We just had our first grandbaby, and I didn't think I would ever have that opportunity to experience something like that. I'll go in more detail. I never had biological children, and I'm going to go in detail on another video and tell you why and how I approached that and how my first marriage just was a disaster and how I protected myself and with no regrets. Um, but anyway, but as far as being an empath, it is a blessing as long as you learn how to manage it. That is the key of this video. Is it becomes a curse when you don't know how to regulate it, those emotions and all. I believe that empath has is a depth of the soul and the spirit. These videos are all about all of us learning from each other. Someone actually wrote on one of the comments, this is like a big group of being able to discuss the reality of what we've been through, and it's like we're all in the same boat together. And I thought that was I couldn't have had such a greater compliment for this channel. And that's what I want it to be. We're not here to bust each other down. We're here to learn from each other, from grow, to be able to live the life that we were meant to live. You have greatness, and I'm going to help you get there. But understand, and I say this quite often, you've got to find your wholeness. Being a whole person, mind, body, and spirit. It's kind of like addictions. You know, a lot of people say, well, they send in alcoholism, oh, it's just in the blood, it's in the DNA, it's in this. I never hardly ever had a drink until I was 35 years old, until I got that letter, that 3-page letter from my mother that told me how worthless I was, even after I succeeded at so many things, trying to get validation and approval from my own mother at 35. I no longer seek that now because I have it for myself. You can find everything within yourself. Nobody ever told me that. And when I realized that everything I need is within me, because you are connected to your creator, to your intuition. And we're going to talk about that on another video. Your intuition is given to you if you know how to follow it. You've had that gut feeling before, right? You went against that gut feeling. What happened in your life? It was a disaster. I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys, how much I really enjoy doing these videos. And I want to give you the information that you want to, like and subscribe if you liked what I've had to say today. Let me know how you feel, and look forward. You see that picturesque? That's amazing, isn't it? You almost think it's a painting, but it's real. You take care. From my heart to yours, like and subscribe if you feel like I've earned it. Blessings.